Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we have the Ghostbusters Ecto-1 from the LEGO Ideas theme. And it does come with this really high quality instruction booklet because it's an Ideas set. And inside it tells you a bit about the movie, and it repeats that in several languages. Followed by the instructions, and then once you get to the end, throughout the instruction book, there are some little quotes from the movie. Terrified beyond the capacity for rational thought. And in the back it tells you a little bit about the designers, and yep, nothing before that. Repeats that in a couple languages again. And it tells you about LEGO Ideas, right there. And in the back it shows you a couple other idea sets that I think were out at the time or about to come out, including the Exosuit and Research Institute. And again, very high quality material. I got the second hand, so it's in a little bit worse shape than it originally was, but and I don't have the box. But let's start out by taking a look at the minifigures. Alright, so the four figures included are all of the Ghostbusters, and they are on this little display stand, which we'll take a slightly closer look at later. But you can see all of them have similar torsos. There's a couple differences between all of them, but they all feature the initials of the character in the top right. And as we move down, you can see all of them are very similar. Winston has a ghost trap accessory, and all of them can take their proton pack and hold it in their hands as well. The rest of them are just clipped to the back. Peter has no accessories, and Ray and Egon both come with walkie-talkies. They're the newer style. Speaking of proton packs, they're all built similarly, or exactly the same actually, but they do attach to one of those neck brackets, which we'll take off of one of the characters in a second to show you the back print. But this is what the build looks like, and there's a clip on the side to allow you to attach the proton pack, but it's on a whip piece, so you can move it all around however, and that's the exclusive print that does appear on here. But you just attach that back on with the one stud that is there, and that's how it works. And in addition to their regular faces, they all come with a second face, which is scared in all of their cases pretty much. And the backs of their torsos all look very similar, except each one has the name of the character. So Winston, Peter, Egon, and Ray. And the faces all look pretty good, between all of them. But the faces are not exclusive. They also appear in the other Ghostbusters sets. However, the torsos are different based on back printing, because the rest of the characters don't have the Peter, they don't say the names, they just have straps there instead of all that. So they are, slightly different. I do just have the Ghostbusters level pack, Peter Venkman, to show you that there is arm printing on all of the newer updated versions. However, this Peter Venkman has the same torso as, the same back print as this guy. But let's move on to, before we look at the actual Ecto-1, I just wanted to take a quick look at the display stand that comes in the set. It's a big, I think 2x12, maybe 2x14. I don't know, I didn't do the math. Plate. It has one of these printed Ghostbusters curved slopes, which do also appear on the actual Ecto-1 build. But there's a weird hair here. It's gotta go somehow. And I like the black and yellow striping that goes all the way down. And we're gonna leave the proton packs off for the moment. The extra ones that put Winston's back before I realized that I wanted to leave them off. And we're gonna roll the Ecto-1 into the picture. And this is probably one of the most iconic movie cars of all time. So it's fitting that it should be made into Lego at some point. Starting at the front, we've got an Ecto-1 license plate as well as some metallic painted shiny silver pieces, which are really nice. Several of the cheese slopes there, and these cones, those grill slopes, I guess, and the studs even behind the headlights, which just make them a little bit more shiny. And on the top, they do a good job of recreating the Cadillac look. The wheels have these barbell pieces from the Series 2 weightlifter in that metallic silver color, the painted one, and it does have the antenna here. Down the sides, do a good job shaping that. I like the red stripe that goes all the way down, and you can see another appearance of the Ghostbusters logo. It's a print. They do extend this down just a little by using one of these, I forget what it is, these pieces that extend a half a stud out. There's a ladder going up to the top, which is present in the movie, and I think that looks really nice. And it's only on this side, not on the other side. And I really like what they do with its back, matching the two wedge plates, just to create that nice line. And the back has another Ghostbusters slope, another Ecto-1 license plate, and some more metallic silver pieces used for the back bumper. And just on the other side, it's pretty much, this is supposed to be underneath there. It's pretty much the same, except it has this tube piece, which, is just added greebling, really. And there's a headlight on the side, or I guess not a headlight, a searchlight or something, a blue light, and a little mirror there. And on the front, there are two levers which are intended to represent what else but windshield wipers. And there's a little grill underneath just for the windshield wipers to, exist on. And on the roof, which is removable, there's a bunch of random greebling detail. I think it all looks pretty good. Some more metallic silver parts in there, and some transparent blue roof lights. I think that all looks good. This is attached to the bottom, not here, so that's why you have to stick it on underneath every time. But the interior looks pretty good, and it can fit all four Ghostbusters. So, but before we do that, I just want to show you the one printed piece in the back. And the interesting way that these windows on the side are attached. They're attached at an angle using these clips, and you can kind of move them in and out, but they kind of get locked in place by just the plate here and just the tight fit front and back with the windscreens that are here. So, kind of tight, but I think that makes it good. It's sturdier that way, and that piece actually is not pushed out all the way. It is a little finicky if these pieces aren't connected properly. It'll kind of bend in a little, but other than that, for the most part, it works really well. So let's get the Ghostbusters in. So there you can see that we were able to fit Peter, Ray, and Egon in very easily. You can fit 3 characters, with pretty much no problem. However, there is no real space for Egon. You could offset Ray to the side and put Winston in there, but it wouldn't fit very well, and you'd be forced to do some crazy arm gymnastics. The back in the trunk, you could easily store one of the proton packs there. You just have to take the neck bracket off, so that works, but you can't store all of them, so that's kind of an issue with that. If you can only store one, then is there really a point? But you can put Winston in the back, in the trunk, like that. That's the best that you're really going to get for storing all 4 Ghostbusters. I like that it's possible to do, or to fit them all in there, but you are then left with, all 4 proton packs. And I guess you could squeeze Winston's accessory in there, but you know, and it doesn't look the greatest from the back, just seeing Winston's feet. But I think what you can see in the other ones looks pretty good. Peter and Ray in there, and from the side you can see Egon. I think that all looks nice. And if they did remove that control panel, you still would not be able to fit Winston, unless, actually, maybe if you back him up, or I guess, but his hair doesn't really fit with the walls. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could probably squeeze Winston in there if you get rid of the control panel, but I think the control panel is a kind of important detail to have, just because, you know, it makes it a little bit more believable. But there it is. That is the Ecto-1. And overall, I would say that the Ecto-1 is a pretty solid set. I think that there are some design issues, but it looks good from the outside, and it looks good on display, especially if you have the figures out here on their stand. I'm gonna leave them in there because it takes a lot of work to get them out. But you know, for play, I don't think it is the best set as far as sets go. I think that it's nice that you can fit all the Ghostbusters in there. That is definitely, you know, a more play oriented option. And also the one other place that you could attach Winston. And this is something I would imagine kids doing in play. They'd probably just, you know, toss him on the side. You know, that works, I guess. It looks a little weird, but it works. And I think that they could have enhanced that further, though, by making extra space in there for you to store the proton packs. I think that there are flaws with this set, but it's a good set, and most people who are going to buy it are going to be, you know, AFOLs, adult collectors who like Ghostbusters and want a Ghostbusters themed set, and I think that they're going to appreciate it. I think kids won't like it as much because they probably won't understand Ghostbusters, and they won't, you know, the classic appeal won't be there for them. I do think that the newly released Ecto-1 and 2 for the Ghostbusters 2016 movie, I think that that fixes a lot of these design issues. I don't have it personally, but from what I've seen, you know, pretty much everything that you could ask for out of this is fixed in that. So if all you want is an Ecto-1 to play with, I would go with the newer one, but many people are going to prefer the classic look of the old, you know, classic Ecto-1. So I think that if you are to update this to make it more like the Ecto-1 and 2 set, this would be a perfect set for Ghostbusters fans. The way it is, I think that it's good enough. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.